What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ruffle Rowlett, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be taking a look at some rumors, riddles, everything in between. So sit back, get relaxed, and let's get started. Starting things off with this right here. So this is a bit of a theory, or at least speculation, from Cam Tendo, awesome YouTuber, by the way, a part of our podcast. He came out with an interesting kind of theory as to what Riddler Coup, and if you don't know who Riddler Coup is, he's a Riddler leaker who actually leaked real information last year for Pokemon Legends Arceus and Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, and was actually 100% correct. Well, he's given us recently some riddles, and a lot of people have different opinions on them, and I thought we'd take a look at what Cam Tendo's thoughts are. So he says, when asked which mascot is his favorite, Coup, the Riddler, said Violet. So I'm getting that the two legendary function the same. So this is something that Coup said, which is that the two legendaries in Scarlet and Violet will function in a similar way, but they will have different motifs, aka different designs and concepts behind them. Like how in Sun and Moon, the legendaries were the same lore-wise, right? They both start from, like, you know, Nebby, a little, like, you know, thing, and then Cosmog, etc., right? So they both start from that, but they can, you know, go two separate ways, you know, Solgaleo, Lunala. But this time around, they have vastly different aesthetics, which is interesting. So past and future is pretty much set. Violet seems to be futuristic, and that's probably why Coup likes it. But Scarlet looks more ancient and deity-like, more like, you know, classical in its design, if you want to call it that, just in general, right? So when they will be revealed, it'll split the fan base sort of down the line. It will split people, like, how they feel about it and stuff like that, which will be an interesting case scenario. We'll see how that actually turns out and how people feel about it. And of course, another person who has information about this is another member of our podcast, but also our local leak analyst, Soul Silver Art, who said, okay, so you guys may be changing my mind about this, but Ku's been really sneaky here. The mascots would be the next thing, and this is back in like 17th of May, so this was a few days ago, to officially be revealed. Him focusing on them so much when this month's theme is supposed to be regional forms is very sus, when you add that with everything else. And he actually put together an interesting thread towards the end here, which we're going to take a look at. There's a lot of stuff to go through, but here is like some of the stuff that we actually have from this thread. So we can skip the first part, which is just kind of some drama type stuff, but here's what he actually does. So he's talking about specifically here, on to the most people miss, this blew my mind. There's not a single 100% correct answer of the collage. So nobody's been able to figure out Riddler Coup's actual like information 100%. And he says, what does this mean? Not 100% correct means somewhere we have been around 50 or 70% correct. So the writing the Scarlet Violet legendaries is still probably part of it, but we're missing a piece or detail of it that we should be able to find in the collage. I imagine it has to do with the dog, but maybe not. Now it's time to go back to the drawing board. Please send and comment on the theories, etc., etc. Or again, you know, it actually may be related to these legendaries pictured being in a rideable in Scarlet Violet, or I hate to say it, but what if the pieces are missing have to do with the loose, not safe for work part of this riddle, which would be really weird. So here are some of the theories, and this one adds up well with the NSFW part. I really think that my Heralds of the Third Legend could be very possible. So basically, you know, like he says here, how to tell everyone that are the same but also the opposite, and then showing like you know, two lions carrying essentially a person on a chariot of sorts, and legendary past form and legendary future form, the same legendary but in two different eras. And that's the one that I think is going to be possible, right? Because that's what is also being speculated here by Cam, but also is being speculated by other people. Is it possible? And here's basically the end-all solution. Is it possible that the legendary we're going to get is going to basically be the same legendary, but one is the past version of it, from the literal past, and the other is the future version of it, which has changed and adapted to the times, right? Kind of how we have, you know, today's crocodiles are, you know, a version of like dinosaurs they used to be in the past, right? Like crocodiles, actually, I feel like they used to be like, what, bigger back in the day? Something along those lines. But my point is, like, there's, you know, certain animals and certain creatures that changed over the decades, right? Like, the point we're trying to get to here, is it possible that the legendary will be basically the same Pokemon, but it will look drastically different depending on the version, because one is a past version, one's a future version, that, you know, or at least that's the motif behind it, not literally from the past and literally from the future, but that's just the design concept behind it, right? Is that possible? We have to wait and see. Next up, we have a rumor image from specifically 4chan as per usual. And I posted this one on Twitter as well. I would say this one is fake. For some reason, it looks very similar to like Marsh Shadow. Like I get Marsh Shadow vibes from this. And a lot of people were saying like this could just be one of those AI generated Pokemon. You can literally go on a website and generate AI Pokemon. Like literally press a button, you'll get a Pokemon made automatically for you, like a Fakemon or whatever. So a lot of people are like saying that, yeah, this just looks to be that, right? This seems to be just that case and nothing too special or crazy. But I want to know what you guys' thoughts and opinions are on this one, because I would say it's probably just an AI generated Fakemon. And that's about it. So, guys, give me your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And let's move on to the next thing, which in this case is this rumor on 4chan. Well, this guy's starting things off, saying Pokemon Scarlet and Violet leaks. He says, starter trio. Sprigatito evolves into a lynx with plenty of flowers blooming over its body and is grass fairy type. Special move is Blossom Burst. Okay, interesting. Fuecoco evolves into a fire ground volcano-style crocodile with heavy capsicum influences. I don't know what that means. Special move is Spice Overload. That just sounds a little bit ridiculous. Quoxley evolves into a... Well, I guess the Spice Overload may have to do with that it's kind of based a bit of on a pepper or whatever. Quoxley evolves into a water-fighting duck based on the Spanish royalty and the conquistadors. Special move is Heralded Stash. Slash. Jeez, Stash. What the fuck? Slash. And then he says, new Pokemon. A grass normal 2-stage based on the Iberian beaver. Basic regional rodent. Dark flying 3-stage based on the... Lamerhier, a basic bird of the region. Water Psychic 2-stage based on the Devil Ray, like Tentacle line. Bug Dragon 3-stage based on the Hummingbird, Hawkmoth. First and second stage is Pure Bug. And then new regionals. Apparently, Water Ghost based on the Sturgeon, so regional Relicanth, okay. And Ground Fighting Go-Goat line based on the Ibex, okay, Ibex in this case. So yeah, interesting choices there. Names Scarlet and Violet are heavily linked to Red and Blue. Game's heavy on fan service and is hoped to build on PLA to bring Pokemon into the next generation with its pure open world. Evil Team is seeking to take over the region to mine out the resources. Based in the Caminito del Rey, they are seeking to use the gems which are highlighted in the game's titles. Gimmick of the region, okay. Next trailer is late May and will introduce Rodent, Bird, Evil Team, Professor, and Rivals. See you then. If this is true, it'll be sick. But I'm going to be honest, this was probably fake. Just going to be frankly honest with you. Most likely fake. The image included is literally of a little leak, okay. But I'm going to be honest, fake. I think it's just fake. I don't think it's real. And I don't know what to say, guys. The reason's pretty evident, right? There's not really anything here. He doesn't provide any proof. He doesn't have anything to show us that he is real. And on top of that, again, anybody could come up with this kind of stuff. So that's pretty much that on that one. Like, nothing here sticks out to me as being very real or sounding very realistic. I mean, it does sound like reasonable. Like, he's not over-exaggerating with what he's saying. Everything he says here just seems too simple, you know what I mean? But that's one of the things. We have another one of these, which is posted also on 4chan. Says, leaks ahoy. Seen a lot of fake leaks, naturally. So I'm here to set the record straight. Obviously, can't reveal my source since they'll likely lose their job. So, starters. Sprigatito becomes a grass poison type. Sorry, bros. It's bipedal. Based off of flamenco dancer. Its gimmick, if you like, is distracting enemies with dancing before attacking with poison thorns. That sounds pretty cool, actually. Fuecoco Final Evolution is indeed Fire Fairy. That leak design based on the butterfly crocodile folklore is true. Quoxley becomes water fighting and is based on a sea captain from the Spanish Armada. And the secondary types create a weird second type triangle, which ultimately is unfair for Quoxley. Then you have Poison beats Fairy, Fairy beats Fighting, and Fighting not very effective on Poison. Then, a new mechanic. The crystals in the Japanese logos are used to let Pokemon change their type for a battle. It works like Mega Evolution. One Pokemon, once a battle, stays active until the battle ends, even if the Pokemon is swapped out. Mega Evolutions, Z-Moves, and Dynamax do not make a return. That's pretty expected, to be honest. Evil Team. The whole 2 schools is right. Each version has a different Evil Team, like Ruby and Sapphire. Team Leader is the headmaster of the other school. The Professor is the headmaster of your school. Ooh, interesting. Rivals. 2 rivals. Friendly rival from your school gets the starter weak to yours. Bully rival from the other school gets the starter strong to yours. Has sort of a redemption arc and helps stop the evil team. That just sounds very generic like every Pokemon game. New Pokemon. Regional birds. A bird starts normal flying but evolves into a fairy flying. That seems a bit odd. Regional normal type becomes a normal rock. Regional bug fully evolves to bug dark. And then regional variants return. So we got ground poison Gligar line. Dark type Shinx line. Ghost Flying Noctowl, so normal Hoot Hoot, and next trailer in early June revealing regional bird, bug, and normal type, and also a quick look at some of the characters. Again, this is very simple. A lot of stuff here is the kind of stuff that anybody could like assume, predict, or just say, right? There's not enough there telling me, oh, this is definitely going to happen because of this and this and this and this reason. But it still sounds interesting. I'm not going to lie. Some interesting stuff in here. I'm not going to lie. I like the idea of us, again, having 2 evil teams, like proper evil teams, not just like, hey guys, so we have a Team Yell, but the actual villain, oh my god, Chairman Rose. It's just, I don't like that shit, okay? Not a big fan of that. So that's personally what I'm going to say is, I like the idea of us maybe having 2 evil teams. I think that would honestly be freaking cool. But is that going to happen? I don't really know. We'll have to wait and see, right? That's pretty much all this is. It's all speculation. We'll have to wait and see if that's going to be the case. But, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to pretty much be it for the video, guys. If you did enjoy, drop a like down below. Make sure to subscribe. And, of course, as per usual, I fucking love you guys. Thank you for being here. I will see you on the next video. Peace out. Have a good day. And bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen.